feel like they're gonna wonder like what
they're gonna hate Mario.
Sorry,
When they're watching it, like, wow.
I think I've got it recorded.
Oh, cool.
Are these guys in hell?
Sorry, I just thought I'd make everybody aware that you're being recorded. Sorry.
You are being recorded now, so don't mention Disney or we have to pay him.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, no.
Shit.
You just did it. Oh, you just did it again.
Oh, I didn't know like these first few minutes were being recorded.
I was about to start singing Let It Go, but I guess I won't now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Whatevs. I'm gonna stop giving away all my secrets as to how to write stuff now. It's being recorded.
Yeah. No, I was gonna just teach you guys all about Bizarro, all the stuff I haven't taught you yet. But now I've gotta think about my well-being in my life.
Yeah, man. God. All right. Should we get some people to roll some dice?
What do I need to roll for my stats? I've written them down, but I haven't done the actual rolling yet. I can do that real quick.
Okie dokie. So, Michael, would you get yourself a dice with 6 sides?
Yep.
And would you roll me for your fortitude, which is the d6 plus a 12?
Okay. 14.
14 overall. Ooh. Tough bunny. Your deafness is a d6 plus 4.
Wow, 10.
10. Oh, you're just a fucking beefed up ballerina, you are.
No.
It's d6 plus 6.
Oh, God, but I'm very unlucky. 7.
7. No, you are horrendously unlucky.
That's why I've grown to be so deft, because my luck was such shit. I had to make my own luck.
That is true of most people who get hyper competent.
There you go.
It usually comes from like, fuck this again, and then they learn to fix everything. So they learn to
learn terrible situations you found yourself in. Right, your weirdness is d6 plus 3.
Perfect. D6 plus 3.
Yep.
8.
8. Ooh. And your quotition, which is d6 plus 1.
5.
5. Ooh, so you're pretty beefy overall.
Yeah, my stats were pretty good except for luck, which again, Garrett points out is probably why I've compensated
by being good at everything else. And you had 3 items of you had Christmas crackers.
I do. I have Christmas crackers that contain all the usual stuff that Christmas crackers contain, although there may be some more to that.
American Christmas crackers.
Yes. Well, we import ours from you guys.
Oh, you actually have Christmas crackers. Yeah. Normally you have to explain them.
Yeah, it's not an American thing at all.
No.
Sada actually turned me on to them. Yeah. So that's become a yearly tradition, but we import them from you guys.
And I get really
weird considering how much you guys like gunpowder.
Yeah.
You don't do crackers. I said it's weird considering how much you like gunpowder that you don't do crackers. Well,
that's the thing. We get pissed off because a lot of the ones that we can get don't actually crack. They don't have the gunpowder. They just kind of go.
I found them this year.
She found some this year. So yeah.
Also, we just find the term offensive.
Chris, that's me and you.
I don't know why.
We're very self-conscious about it.
I don't know why the FBI calls me every year when I post, "Hey, I'm going to blow up some crackers for Christmas." Every single time.
For some reason, I lose half my followers.
I could just kill every cracker I see. Oh man!
I'm going to open up all these crackers with explosives and take the gooey goodness within. That's all I said.
And then crown myself.
Yeah. Oh, and
I'm just saying, if I see any crackers in my neighborhood, I'm gonna slather them with peanut butter and bite them real hard.
I have a sideshow kit also, so I can with various sideshow implements, and the pork fork of Zork, which is a fork.
Which is a fork,
but it does some things.
And does things to pork? We think maybe don't know.
Possibly a fork, but it is a fork of destiny.
Lovely.
So destiny may be involved.
Uncle Leigham, would you like to roll me some stats?
Yes, please.
Right.
Fortitude is what was the stats again? Is it
6 plus 12? D6 plus 12. Sorry.
That's 14.
14. You're a beefy boy as well. I'm gonna have to punch all of you. D6 plus 4 for Dad.
Do you say D6 plus 12?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I've just rolled a 2. I don't see how that's beefy. Okay. So deafness,
Deafness D6 plus 4.
that's 6.
6. Luck D6 plus 6.
That is 11.
Ooh, you are lucky. Weirdness D6 plus 3.
That's 6.
And your quotition D6 plus 1.
3.
3. Awesome. And your 3 lovely things that you want to drag around with you.
This is a detective story, yeah?
It is a detective story. Nobody else knows that yet. So
What?
Dani!
Dani!
Music.
Hello.
Oh, it worked. I
It worked.
think I can't see anybody. I can't see anything except a black screen.
Oh,
Okay.
We're
Oh,
recording,
there
by
you
the
are.
way.
we're all here.
Hello.
Hello. It works.
We're recording, by the way, just so you know.
Yes.
We are recording.
Here's my Christmas jumper.
Splendid.
Hey!
Once my
Unknitted.
neighbors moved out, I was able to catch up on writing. So it's only about a quarter of the way finished.
That's all right. You're wearing cat ears. You can be a Christmas cat.
Okay.
Actually, I'm getting quite hot in the centre thing, so I'm going to take that off because my head head has natural cooling. So we like to term it's a sunroof.
I don't know what you're on
Right.
about. Never experienced that myself.
What 3 weird things are you bringing with you, Mr. Leigham?
A suspicious Chinese man.
A suspicious Chinese man. Oh dear.
Now wait, is he are we considering him suspicious, or does he become suspicious of everything
No,
else?
he's just suspiciously Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Chinese we're going with. Okay.
Is he Chinese? I'm sure he's Chinese. Is he Chinese?
Suspicious.
I don't want to ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might just be like Christopher Lee in that Fu Manchu movie.
I was going to say, we're dragging around Charlie Chan, aren't we?
It's very suspicious.
Yeah. So number 2.
A 20-foot high magnifying glass.
20-foot magnifying glass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And number 3.
A terribly Belgian moustache.
A terribly Belgian moustache. You had a little bit of help here.
So,
Everyone else has been caught on the hop. That you
From his internalized racism.
Mr. Garrett, would you be very kind and roll me some dice?
All right. Let's see what we got here. So fortitude is D6 plus 12.
D6 plus 12.
I have a 5. I too am getting thwacked.
5. Yeah, you are going to get flack there. I know where I'm pushing you. No, I don't actually. But
All right. So next,
deafness, D6 plus 4.
I got a 6.
Wow.
6. So 10. Bloody hell.
I'm good at stuff.
You are.
Now weirdness.
No, luck next, D6 plus 6.
All right. Luck is D6 plus 6. 12.
12.
Damn.
Maxed out.
Yeah, I'm wishing this was not for a completely bonkers one shot.
Well, we basically don't use the stats.
I've used my luck. It's been expended.
Yeah.
I can't have good things now.
Your roll
No,
is terrible.
Weirdness then.
Weirdness,
right?
D6 plus 3.
I have a 6.
You have a
I
6
am
overall?
moderately weird.
Yeah.
3 plus 3, yeah.
3 plus 3. And a quotition of D6 plus 1.
All right. So how attached am I to reality? It's a 2 for a total of 3.
3. So you are pretty insane.
Yeah. Okay, so my possessions that I have are I have a cell phone that only talks to a dog man who tells me what objects he would like me to purchase.
A cell phone to a dog man?
A sample case full of objects to barter for the objects, people, and places that the dog man wishes to purchase.
Nice. A sample case.
And a photograph of me with musician Lou Bega.
Photo.
Well, you might be the person to ask. And when is Mambo number 6 coming out? Because you have the, I mean, the info.
Well, that's really up to the dog man at this point.
Okay. All right.
We have to barter for
because I did sell Lou Bega to the dog man.
Oh, that
in exchange for the gig.
Sort of faded from, yeah,
nice.
That explains why he's faded a bit from the public consciousness. If he's been owned by a dog man, I mean.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for 2021.
So the dog man knows his ownership are rather nebulous and we're not certainly understands purchasing things.
Sure.
Right. Dani, would you like to roll me some dice and tell me some things?
What is it? D6 I needed.
Yep, you only need a D6 for this.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I just got glare down my leggings.
Fortitude. Roll a D6 and add 12 to it.
I've just rolled a 1.
Oh, 13. And can you roll another D6 and add 4 for your deftness? How deft.
Okay. 5.
A 5, so that's 9 overall. Your luck is a D6 plus 6.
Do you mind if I bring the incense?
3.
3 plus 6 is 9 as well. Your weirdness is D6 plus 3.
4.
So 7. And your condition is D6 plus 1.
6.
6. Wow, you are boring. And what 3 magical things do you want to bring with you? They don't have to be magical. Can be common.
Okay. So on to the body of Freddy Krueger is going to be the heads of Howard Jones, formerly of Killswitch Engage, and Howard Jones, the British pop star.
So, how many heads?
Well, you can decapitate Freddy and just have the 2 Howards.
So, so is that all 3 of your items?
No, that's just the 1.
Oh, okay. So decapitated Freddy Krueger, Fat Freddy, and 2 Howies, plus 2 Howies. You're gonna have to remind me of which one's currently being used. Go on then. Number 2.
Number 2, to go with my Howard Jones creations is going to be 1 guitar that shoots lasers.
A laser shooting guitar.
And my 3rd item being, I didn't think of any items. Really busy. My knitting needles.
And knitting needles. Knitting needles. Okay. Now, as this is a Christmas one, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We've improved the rules somewhat. So you guys are going to get characters as well to play. Because this is, in fact, a murder mystery. And if I do this properly... let's see if I can get this up and actually you guys to see it, which I'm hoping I can.
Okay.
Present now. Present a window.
Is that in the chat?
No, it should come up. It should come up for you guys now.
Ooh.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh my.
So there you go. We have, you are to investigate the murder of Santa Claus.
Very good. Very good.
So, since Michael is my character number 1, I just randomly picked where you were going to be. I would like you to pick a number between 1 and 7.
6.
6. Oh, you are a 1930s elderly grandpa. So it's Jam and Jerusalem is the order of the day, or maybe Boy Scouts and Mafeking. Over the years, you have solved many crimes by being a keen observer of human behavior. So you're basically Miss Marple sort of thing.
Okay.
And
Oh,
for
are
this,
we doing a murder by death?
yeah.
Is this a
Yeah,
murder by death?
Yeah. So
Okay,
you
so
get
the classic Orient Express type. I'm a detective, old school, old lady, old man.
Yep.
Grandma,
Yeah.
grandpa. You said grandma, grandpa. Are you giving me a choice, or am I grandma, grandpa?
You can be whichever one you like, or both. I'm not going to limit you here. So you have a cardigan of wondrous delight.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
You also have the option of asking, would you like a jelly baby, which will give you a stat boost for 1 turn of either +3 to your luck or +4 fortitude.
Oh my! Plus 4 to luck or +4 fortitude.
+3 to luck or +4 fortitude for
okay.
1 turn. And your third thing is you can say, I have seen this before. 1 time for an extra helping hand from the DM to solve a puzzle or identify a clue for you.
Nice.
Liam, you were my number 2, so you can pick any number between 1 and 7 except 6.
Hang on, I'm gonna roll the dice and use 6s and 7. 1.
1. Liam, you were a 1980s hooker who knew Santa.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah, Santa was your friend.
Yeah, but what's his character?
Santa was your friend, but he never hired you. But he did come to visit, and he always made sure you had a Christmas present on Christmas Day. You enjoyed your time with him. Now he's been murdered. You wish to find his killer and bring him to justice. So you get, as your extra things, you have the option of the STD tests come back negative, which gives you a 1-round use of either luck +5 or fortitude +3. You also have a literal heart of gold. Don't know what you're going to do with that, but you have a literal heart of gold.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew Santa, so you have a permanent -3 to your condition. So your condition is 0.
Wow.
You knew Santa in real life. So you are literal heart of gold.
The antlers are out.
Yep. Garrett, you were my number 3, so you can pick any number between 1 and 7 that is not 1 or number 6.
Well, I'm torn between 1 or 6, but I'll go with 3.
Number 3, you are a 1920s dilettante. Independently wealthy and connected to the best in society, you investigate murders for fun when they happen, as they frequently do at all the glitzy places you go to. So you have a spangly flapper's dress made of light.
Splendid.
Nice. A lapis lazuli belly binder. And 1 shit ton of cash in a broken wheelbarrow.
Okay. So I have what was the second thing before shit ton of cash and a broken wheelbarrow?
You have a lapis lazuli belly binder. So you have a belly binder made of lapis lazuli. All right, so you are the dilettante.
Who is working for this dog man who will not accept the fat stacks of money I have.
No. He wants Lou Vega.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why he's got a whole wheelbarrow of it, because he's not accepting your money,
Yeah.
so you keep accumulating it.
You were the grandpa. And Dani, a number between 1 and 6 that is not number 1, number 3, or number 6. Sorry, you can have number 7 as well. So between 1 and 7 that is not 1, 3, or 7. 1, 3, or 6. 4. You are a 1940s hard-boiled PI. There is no glory in what you do. You do it for the cash, quick and simple. And then you spend the cash on whiskey to forget all the terrible things you had to do to earn the cash.
So I'm drunk.
You have for your first thing a drinking problem. The character must find booze every turn, which will lower your deafness by 2, or you become maudlin, which lowers your weirdness by 2. So you have an either or.
I guess I'll just be drunk throughout the duration.
Only if you can find the booze. That's the thing. You've got to find the booze. So you're the PI. And your second thing, because you only got 2, you are extremely hard-boiled. Your character is so hard-boiled that they can announce that their shell has cracked, which will give them a -4 to fortitude. That's permanent. However, they then become immune to heat effects and can hatch monkey from themselves for a one-time use. So
so I can announce
monkey.
Or can I announce I'm going to crack?
Yeah. You announce you're extremely hard-boiled. I'm very, very disappointed nobody picked number 7. That would have been fucking brilliant, but never mind.
So next time.
We missed out on the 1890s consulting detective, so no one's a Sherlock Holmes. We missed out on the 2020s down on their luck police detective. And you missed out on the 2010s animal-based comic book detective. Would have been fantastic, but I'm afraid nobody is Mongoose Man today, so never mind.
These are wonderful characters, and you should use these archetypes for future games.
Yeah, for future things. So, right, that's my little cheat sheet. So, my little detectives. Right. Are we ready? Then we shall begin. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, except for the 4 detectives who were groggily coming round. So you wake up in the parlour of what appears to be a large manor house. Your head aches, and you have a sour taste in your mouth. Did you get drugged? Where is this? There's a vague memory of a strange invitation to a dinner party that you accepted and arrived at. You rang the bell, and then a green gas and the smell of peppermint. Ooh. There are several others around you. They all look in a similar state. They appear to be a ragtag bunch. You don't recognize anyone. With a spang, a fetus appears in front of you. It is glowing with a heavenly light, and goodness shines forth from it. I am the fetus Jesus, it says. And you are the 4 greatest detectives ever to have existed. And I have summoned you here to investigate a foul murder. The one and only Santa has been brutally killed, and it is up to you to bring the perpetrator to justice. As you may know, when one Santa is struck down, another will rise to take his place. That is what should happen. But this was a brutal killing, and I should have done a high voice for this. And Santa's ghost cannot rest in peace without his killer being arrested. His spirit will not pass into the next Santa without it, and therefore there will be no Christmas this year unless you explore Santa's house and find the killer within the next 2 hours. I was going to give you a 2-hour window on this. There are many clues spread around, many suspects for you to interrogate, and many Christmas puzzles for you to solve. Best of luck, detectives. And with that, the fetus Jesus disappears, and you are left alone to explore the house, find the clues, and finally expose the murderer and their motives, and probably destroy and have sex with or eat a load of stuff along the way, really. So.
It's almost as if I've got a trope.
It's almost as if you've got a trope. Okay, so we shall begin at the beginning. You guys are in the parlour. Oh, where's my map? There's my map. I've got the map. Right, you guys are in the parlour, and so you're left alone with your companions here in the parlour. There are 4 doors leading away from here. In the centre of the room, there are 4 chairs arranged facing each other, and there is also an emblem of a cat scratched into the floor. What do you guys want to do? At the moment, I will let you all be one thing, but we will break up pretty soon into turns. So if you want to explore, do you want to poke around?
I'm going to examine the cat emblem.
Yep. It's a cat
as
emblem.
closely as humanly possible.
Okay, so you get down on your dilettante knees, and you look at the cat emblem. It's a cat emblem. It's scratched onto the floor.
Any clues regarding the implement that may have scratched it?
Not particularly. It's just
wood shavings, nothing of the sort.
No, it just looks like it's been scratched.
Anything odd about the chairs? Are they attached to the floor, or are they just regular wooden chairs?
Regular wooden chairs. They're all facing each other.
Okay.
What was that, Liam?
Take a chair.
What were you doing?
Take a chair.
You're going to take a chair. Where are you going to take it?
In my inventory, I will have the chair.
You're going to have a chair. Okay. Liam's got a chair as well.
Do all the entrances and exits to the room look similar, or do they look different?
No, they do not look desperately similar. If you go and examine them, do you want to examine the doors?
Yes.
Okay. So the doors all appear to be locked, and there's no visible keyhole or anything like that. But the letters, the doors all have individual letters on them. One says A, one says B, one says C, and one says D.
Arranged like in a clockwise pattern around the room, kind of, or?
Yeah. So the first one on the clock will be A.
Okay. What happens if we rotate? Well, the 3 chairs that are left that aren't on Liam's back. What happens if we rotate the chairs toward the doors?
Nope, nothing appears to happen in this parlor that you were in.
I use my chair to bash open door A.
You fail. You fail. You bang it against the door, and the chair doesn't break, but the door doesn't break either.
I pet the cat scratching.
Mm-hmm. You pet the cat. Oh, it's lovely.
I think it's a real cat. I'm old. I'm so old that
I'm going to wave a pile of I'm going to wave a fat stack of $100 bills in the air and shout out, "Is there a photographer in the house?"
You want a photographer?
While they're doing that, I'm just going to search for alcohol. Drink every finished glass of alcohol in the
No, there's no alcohol in this parlor, I'm afraid. You are still in the parlor. There is just 4 chairs, a cat scratched into the floor, and 4 doors with the letters A, B, C, and D written on them.
Well, C
yeah.
is for cat, so I'm going to talk to the kitty on the door. Do you want to go outside, kitty? And I'm going to go to the door C, and I'm going to kind of poke at the door. Kitty, you want to go outside? Kitty? Kitty,
No.
kitty, kitty, kitty. Psst, 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 psst.
Well, that's a fine how to do.
It is a fine how you do. No, yeah.
Kitty doesn't want to go outside? Okay.
Doesn't move. It's still scratched onto the floor.
Is it? You think it's the fireplace?
Nope, there's no fireplace in this parlor.
Great. What else is in the parlour besides the doors and the cat scratch and the chairs?
Nothing. You literally have a blank room with 4 chairs. Well, 3 chairs. You have a chair. And 4 doors.
Let me examine the chairs then.
Yeah. They're chairs.
What happens when I push on door C?
Doesn't open. There's no way of forcing it by the look of it. What? Would you guys like some help?
I'm going to walk up to Michael, take out, grab one of my fat stack of $100 bills, and hand it to Michael. And so, tell me what you know about this cat engraving in the floor.
This $100 bill jogs my memory.
I see.
I feel like I've been in a situation like this before.
I see. You're using up one of those, though.
Years ago.
It was years
I
ago.
was the Horn of Mexico on a schooner.
But maybe you might have done this on a schooner because you remember parlors of your past and Christmas time and parlor games that might be a thing that you need to have a think about. And
we need to play musical chairs.
Not quite. I'm going to go. I'm totally going to allow you guys to look up Google and stuff because some of these are going to be a little bit hard.
You monster.
I know. So perhaps parlor games.
Oh, I am going to go and walk into the corner.
You're going to walk into the corner. All right. But possibly parlor games and cats might be a good thing to be looking up.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm heading to the corner.
Oh, cat in the corner, maybe?
No, not cat in the corner.
Christmas, can't see. Play fun Victorian party games at your next... You know, I seem to remember...
Do we have to play Poor Pussy?
Not quite.
I think we might need to play Poor Pussy.
You can play that if you like. But...
Ah, yes. I remember a game called The Minister's Cat from when I was on that schooner rounding the Horn of Mexico. I feel like I shouldn't have even used my power for this because he's allowing for Google, but that's okay. We all need to sit in a circle, and the first player needs to describe the minister's cat with an adjective that starts with the letter A. For example, I sit down on one of the chairs and I look down at the cat and I say, the minister's cat is adorable.
Anybody
I'm
gonna
going to
be?
sit beside. I will move beside beside him. The minister's cat is beautiful.
Yeah. Anybody else want to sit there?
Fine, sit down. Minister's cat is courteous.
And I will join them. The minister's cat is a dick.
The minister's cat is a dick.
I have cats. I know what they're like.
And with that, there is a click, and you will find that the 4 doors are open. So well done. You passed the first test of a parlor game of playing the minister's cat. Right.
So what can we see beyond the frames through these doors?
Well, I'm going to split you guys up, and you're going to go in turns. So, Mike, where would you like to go? Would you like to go through door A, B, C, or D?
Well, C is for cat, so I start hobbling towards C.
You're going to hobble towards C. Okay, you are going to the lounge. Ooh. So many papers. Ah, yes. This will be fun. Right. The lounge. You walk in. Of all the bars in all the towns, because it's that kind of lounge.
Yeah.
The lounge is heavy with smoke and the scent of mistletoe and the fumes of brandy. There are loads of elves in here. It must be where they come for their time. And there's a pool game going on amidst the low-level lighting, and it looks like the underbar at McManaman's, if you think about that.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Sure.
Yep. Over in one booth sits a hunched figure. It wears a dirty red cloak, and it has 2 large horns growing from its head, and it has a long, dirty grey beard that droops on the table in front of it, and its hands are blackened and gnarled, and it slowly sips from a goblet that is steaming stuff, and you hear the jingle of sleigh bells. Probably.
Yes.
Aye. All right, what do you want to do?
I approach the Krampus.
Aye.
Who I remember from, back in college, you see, there was a Krampus on campus. We called him the Campus Krampus.
The Campus Krampus.
Yes, and this one looks a little familiar, and I walk up to the Krampus and I say, excuse me, dear, would you like a jelly baby?
Oh, what did the jelly babies do? I just read it out to you and I've completely forgotten what the jelly
Give me
babies
extra luck.
Oh, they're giving you extra luck. Would he like a jelly baby? Hey, I'll take one of your wee sweeties there, sweetie. Pull up a chair. Pull up a chair.
I sit down with the Krampus.
Aye. That's a terrible thing that's happened, isn't it? It's a terrible thing.
You know it is. I was wondering if that's why you were over here drinking all alone, and I thought I would spread you some Christmas cheer by joining you in a tipple.
Christmas cheer? I don't do Christmas cheer. I'm the Krampus, you wee old bag.
Right.
I'm the opposite of Santa, aren't I? But now I'm all alone. No Santa at all.
Do you feel like you were defined by the opposition, like a Batman and Joker situation?
I do. Everyone always thinks I'm the bad guy, but I'm not the bad guy. I'm just like an enforcement agency. That's all it is. I make sure the naughty kids get the coal. That's all it is.
You're an integral part of the Christmas experience.
I am. And the very fact that suspicious nobodies like you are coming round and talking to me about stuff, making me a suspect, that's not on. I wouldn't do this to Santa. Wouldn't I do it to him at all?
Do you have any idea who might dislike poor old Santa Claus enough to off the old boy?
There's plenty of suspects around. I mean, there's the snowman. He might do harm, or that wee elf that's the head elf. He's always talking about things. So,
What kind of things is he talking about?
I don't know, some sort of union idea he likes. I don't know. He's the head elf, and he's very into unions and things like that. Didn't he get on with Santa at all? Didn't he?
And why would the snowman be so angry with Santa?
What? Do you not know the money? Lad, Santa was up to his neck in debt to the snowmans over the gambling he did during the year.
I see. Well, that's good information. Can I buy you a cup of wassail?
Oh, I'll take a wee dram of the wassail, certainly.
All right.
And as you do that, you can also notice that the Krampus does have many weapons on him, including things like kitchen knives.
Okay.
Okie dokie. I think that's you done for some investigating there. Mr. Leigham, you hooker with a heart of gold.
I do.
Where would you like to go? Would you like to go through A, B, C, or D?
A.
A. Oh, to the chapel with you. Where's me chapel? Chapel! Right. So the chapel is not enormous. It's only got a single pew on either side of a small carpeted walkway running along to an altar. The room is oak panelled and smells faintly of damp and musty hay. Above the altar is a statue of a reindeer being crucified. Its nose is red. Beneath it are the words, "They used to laugh and call him names." So upon the altar itself is a small box with the word "clue" written on it. And there is a 3-dimensional conch shell carved on the top of this box. And a plaque in front of the box reads, "The key to the box lies inside the shell."
Can I listen to the conch shell?
You can listen to the conch shell. So you stick your hookery ear up against the conch shell, and instead of the C, you hear a stand-up comedian telling jokes. So, I say, did Rudolph go to school? No, he was elf-taught.
Oh, God.
What do you do?
Listen to more terrible jokes.
Another terrible joke. Okay. I say. What do reindeers say before telling a joke? This one will slay you.
I laugh at the box.
Laugh at the box? Yeah, that's close enough. Yep. So, yeah, the box, having laughed in the conch shell, the box opens. And inside is a letter. Now, I think I did do... I did. I've got a letter clue. Are you still attached to the interwebs, Mr. Leigham?
Well, because I'm recording, I decided to go full screen on this, so Google's kind of a no-go.
Okay. What about on your phone? Can you pick up a message?
Yeah, I've got my phone. Yeah.
Awesome. I shall send you a message directly. Whether you choose to relay this to anyone else or not is up to you. But I would point out that only one of you has to get this right, and there's no prizes for it. So let me find you. Hang on, where have you gone, Liam?
I'm here. Can you see?
No, I know that.
I'm here, Chris. Don't go into the light.
Don't go into the light. Oh, it's all happening. There you are, Mr. Liam. Come on. Right. And go to... Sorry, I should have had this a little bit better prepared. Desktop. RPGs. Murder Mystery Night. And letter clue. There you go.
Okay.
You have a letter.
Okay.
I'm so curious. Ah!
You can go to somebody else's turn if you'd like while I read the letter.
I will go to somebody else's turn. So, third on my list is Mr. Garrett. Where would you like to go? A, B, C, or D?
I think I am going to go to C.
A, B, C. So you're going to the lounge too. Excellent. So yeah, you walk in, and as previously, you see basically the bar at McMenamin's and a gravelly Scottish Krampus wolfing some wassail down with a detective next to him.
I wave.
Well,
Hey, hello there. You look spangly.
I do.
Is that a lapis lazuli belly binder you've got on there?
It most certainly is. You've got a good eye for details.
I know. I know kids who got them. They tend to all get coal at my end of the bargain.
Well, no argument there.
Won't you join us? Sit down. Have a wassail with us. Let's get to know our new friend, the Krampus.
Dips his bread in the beer of wassail. I know.
Yes, I'm most certainly going to have some. I'll take a wassail, straight up, no was.
The barkeeper looks confused and hands you a wassail that they cut in half to make it just an ale.
I'm going to hand the barkeep a $100 bill. So, you work here long?
Time's a bit relative in these kind of places. It's always damn Christmas Eve around here.
I imagine sort of thing that drives a fella crazy sometimes.
They're all crazy around here. Santa with bananas, that drunk in the corner over there, the Scottish one, all the damn elves, they're crazy. Mrs. Claus, she's right up there, batshit screwy, I tells you.
How about Santa? What do you think about Santa?
Santa's a nice guy, but he was, I don't know, there was stuff about him that was always going to cause problems.
Oh, do tell.
Well, you know, he was all right on the night, but the rest of the time, well, he used to go out gambling a lot, and he got a lot of enemies. He used to really rile the elves up with all his spending and quality.
Hold on a second. I'm going to get my phone out, and I'm going to call the dog man.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a great business opportunity for you.
But for me?
Yeah.
For me, I'm the dog man.
Yeah, I'm calling the dog man. I'm telling the dog man I have a great business opportunity for him.
Okay.
Okay, does that translate to buy?
Well, I don't know. It's your dog, man.
All right. Well, it's a bar at Santa Claus's house. All right. I'm going to open up the sample case and slide it over to the bartender. I've got an interested buyer in your establishment.
That's a lot of ladies' lingerie you've got in there, and quite a few encyclopedias.
What do you want for the bar?
Honestly, it's not really my bar. It's Santa's. It kind of comes with the house. I just work here. I mean, maybe if you track down Mrs. Claus, she might sell it to you. I guess you could somehow own the room.
I slide him a $100 bill. So whose bar is this again?
I believe that might be Mr. George Washington's. Did I get that one right?
No, you didn't.
About 100 George Washingtons, then yes.
I don't know.
This bar belongs
The
to
George
an army.
Washington
100
Brigade.
clones of George Washington.
Who's on the 100? I picked
Benjamin
the
Franklin.
president. Why is he not on your 100?
No,
Why is he on your
he's on our $1 because he was
Yeah.
our first president.
Right.
Oh,
And Benjamin Franklin's on our 100 because he was a total pimp.
100%.
Yeah, he always kept it 100.
Yep. Always kept it 100.
That's why we do that.
Fair enough. Okay. So, yeah. I believe this might be whatever president that was because I wasn't listening. I was laughing too hard. Bar. Yeah. I guess if you go to Mrs. Claus, you have a serious proposition you wish to put to her.
All right, but anyhow, so you say there were things that Santa did that people didn't like.
Yeah, there were a lot of things Santa did that people didn't like. A lot of things. I mean, the gambling for one. And, you always got the elves' backs up because of that. And, of course, that Krampus dude in the corner there. I mean, he's just plain evil. He's the opposite of Santa.
So you're saying Krampus might have something to gain from killing jolly old Saint Nick?
Well, he's been hanging around this place quite a lot over the last day, and, Saint Nick only just went, so...
So tell me, you get a lot of happy people in here?
Are you kidding? We're the most unhappy people in the entire world. We never get any presents in here. We're just workers. We're just the drones.
So I don't think Krampus would be drinking here to celebrate, now would he?
No, he probably wouldn't. That's a good point. That's some good detectoring you're doing there.
Well, thank you. I work for the dog man who owns this bar.
It would be strange, but it would also be a good cover, don't you think?
It might be. I'm gonna get another wassail for our friend Krampus.
One more wassail coming up. And with that, I'll move over to Miss Dani. Miss Dani.
Door C.
You want to go through door C as well? Everyone's just going to the lounge. All right, so there's 3 detectives in a lounge and a Krampus. It sounds like a good pun. Sounds like a good place to have a joke. Yeah.
Okay, the first thing I do is I find unattended alcohol and drink it.
You neck the unattended alcohol. Okie dokie.
All of it in the room.
That makes you not boring this time, is it? Oh, your weirdness is down. No, your deafness is down because you're drunk, but you're not maudlin. Nice. So you stagger around a bit, but yeah.
Yes.
You got your high. What do you want to do?
I am going to sit down and observe all the miserable little elves and workers and listen to them and see what they're talking about.
What are the elves talking about?
Yes.
Okay, what the elves talk about? Well, elves in a bar tend to, okay, so the elves are sort of, they're small, elvish. I mean, they all look the same. I mean, literally, they all look identical.
That's racist.
Yes.
No, they're literally all fucking clowns. And they're pretty damn small. They're only about 2 feet tall. And they're all sort of grumbling about not being paid and appreciated, and how the union meeting didn't go very well last night because the chief elf who was supposed to be leading the meeting, he didn't rock in at all, which was terrible because we then had to, we didn't really know what we were going to talk about.
So we discovered the chief elf was missing last night.
Chief elf was not around when we were having our union meeting. Bad.
How long was the union meeting meant to be?
It was supposed to be going on for a good hour or so, but then we heard that Santa had died, and we kind of broke up a bit.
So we have a missing elf union leader during the time that Santa would have been killed.
Yes, you do.
So we have another suspect other than Krampus.
You do? Well, I don't know. Do you? I mean,
Yes. There's another suspect.
Other than Krampus, Mrs. Claus, and the bartender.
And
Yes.
the snowman.
And
the head
yes, the snowman. I forgot the snowman.
And
yep. Yeah, they're just generally grumbling about not being paid, sort of up the workers sort of thing.
In fact,
Should be shared among us.
The workers can all vouch for each other because they all saw each other at that meeting, unless they collectively killed Santa.
Well,
Since we're all in the lounge, I will share the information with my fellow detectives too, and say, Santa was up to his eyeballs in debt to the snowman, and also we should probably track down that head elf because he sounds suspicious at the very least.
excellent. Okie dokie. So we are back round to Michael.
Oh, well, I will. After sharing that information, I'm gonna tell the Krampus to be a good boy. Give him one more jelly baby.
Hey, well, I got a lot of drinking to do. Oh,
Right,
a jelly baby. I preferred the wine gum, but never mind.
And I'm gonna toddle off in search of snowmen and elves.
Snowmen and elves. Okie
So
dokie.
which
So,
two doors have we not gone through yet?
let me just pull up where I found my map. I'll put it
I
down
believe
from
B and D, right?
B and D have not been done, so you can go back to the parlor. Oh, there's my map, and you can go through either B or D, or from the lounge. There is another door that is. Oh, there's several other doors actually. You have a door marked gym. You have a door marked Africa suite, and you have a door marked dining room, as well as the one with the parlor. And from that, you still had two more doors off that.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Actually, I think I'll head into the gym.
You want to go to the gym?
Yeah.
Dokie. To the gym. Oh, it's probably over there, actually. It's all getting disorganized. That's a parlor. There's my gym. Sweet. And a gym. Yeah. So the door has the word gym written on it. But it's locked. You honestly wouldn't think that Santa had... Oh, but it isn't locked, sorry. You honestly think Santa wouldn't have a gym, would you? Oh, well, he does. And like most personal gyms, it's pretty unused, which now makes more sense. Now you come to think about it.
Sure.
Unlike your thoughts on gyms, this one doesn't smell of sweat, but of fresh rubber and plastic. All the equipment still seems to have their plastic covers on and price tags, and there are several mince pies with bites taken out of them lying around on the equipment. Santa may not have worked out much, but he did seem to come here quite a lot to get away from, I don't know, maybe nagging Mrs. Claus or something like that. There are also various muscle magazines strewn around the place. As you stroll around, looking at the various magazines with their folded down pages, you notice at the gym center is a set of scales. Engraved on the scales is the legend, "Unlucky for me and unlucky for you. If you balance it out, I'll show you a clue."
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I would like to make a dental casting of the bites of the mince pies, just in case I get someone's dental records later.
Marvelous. How are you going to do that? Oh, with your sidekick kit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take some sort of plasticine, and I'm basically going to, because what I'd like to see is if all of them are the same, which would assume that they're probably all Santa, or if someone might have been eating mince pies with Santa.
Ooh, right. Okie dokie. So roll me a. Do we think that's a deafness sort of thing? Because you're trying to manipulate stuff. I would say that's deafness. Roll me a deafness check.
Sure. Wow, I rolled a 6, so 16.
16. Yeah, you make some pretty good and impressive casts with that, even though they are made out of Play-Doh.
Do they all look the same, or was somebody possibly enjoying mince pies with Santa?
No, they all look pretty sick. They all look the same, I would say, from your knowledge of bite casts.
Is there a balance beam in here?
There is so there's a set of scales in there,
Okay.
and as you look around, there's like racks with various weights on them. The weights are a 1, a 2, a 3, a 5, and an 8.
Okay. Well,
pounds, kilograms, however you want to do it.
excellent. No, that's fine. That's fine. A unit of measurement. I understand.
I'm unit of Santa.
There you go. 1 Santa unit. Excellent. Well, what I'm going to do then, there are 2 scales?
Yes, it's basically a set of weighing scales like that.
Perfect. I am going to put the 3, the 5, and the 2 on one of them, and the 1, and the 8 on the other one to balance the scales.
Ooh, close. But nope, doesn't seem to do anything.
I'm going to switch around the 2 1s and the 2.
Doesn't seem to do anything either.
I'm going to stand on both scales at once.
Well, that's a weird thing to do. I would like you to roll me a weird and see if you can stand on both scales at once.
Of course I can. Let's see. I got a 10.
You got a 10 overall. So I think you kind of sort of get 1 foot on one scale and then you try and hop over to the other, and it looks fairly ungainly because you're kind of a grandpa doing it. And
Right.
You're gender unspecified elderly person.
It's not easy. It's that I'll admit that. All right. Well, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 2, the 3, and the 5 on the left scale, and the 8, the 1, and the 1 on the right scale.
Yep. Balanced,
Does
but
anything
it didn't do anything. So it actually like physically balanced, but it didn't do anything when you did it.
I want to read that thing again.
Okay. It starts with unlucky for me and unlucky for you. If you balance it out, I'll show you the clue.
Then you need 13 on both.
Uh-huh. Is there anything else that weighs anything in here?
Well, lots of things weigh things, but...
Well, I'm going to take out one of my Christmas crackers.
Okay.
Pull both sides, and let's see what I get.
What do you get in there? What do you get in your Christmas cracker? Roll me some luck and see what you get in that Christmas cracker.
Sure. I rolled a 4, which gives me an 11.
An 11. Okay. Okay. You have a little riddle inside your Christmas cracker, as well as your nice little crown that you can put on.
Nice, yeah.
And a plastic comb that is of no use whatsoever to anybody.
All right. I'm going to put my plastic crown on and comb my sideburns while I read the riddle.
Okay. How many ways can you make 13?
Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
You can hint away.
It's the sum of both, not just the one. Both sides don't have to be 13, but both have to be 13. That makes sense?
Sexy. All right.
You also don't know what a mince pie weighs.
Yeah.
That's true. You also don't know what a mince pie weighs.
So true. All right. Well, let's do an 8, a 2, and a 3 on the one side, and leave the other weights off.
Tips to one side, but nothing appears to happen still.
You have to split the 13 between the two.
Interesting. You could. What other things do you have? What have you got? You got the Christmas cracker, the cardigan.
Oh, you know what? I've got a bunch of nails to hammer into my face in my blockhead act in my
You got to hammer a lot of nails into your face and see what happens.
And I bought all these these nails are all 3-inch. You know, I know about how much they weigh, so I'm sure I've got about 13 pounds of nails that I carry around with me. Doing, like, you know, a really long show.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of blood now.
Yeah. I didn't say I put all of them into my face. Just some of them.
Just some of them. Okay, so
It helps me think.
okay, so we now have a grotesque grand person with nails in their face.
It happens.
It happened.
All right. I guess I can think on this while you move on to somebody else for a minute.
Yep. We'll move on. Have a little think. How many ways you can do a 13?
Okay.
So, Leigham, you were in the chapel.
Chapel, yes. Is there no exits in the chapel? It's all one room.
No, you do have one. You have the entrance you came through, and there is another exit that has got Santa's workshop written on it.
Oh, I'm going to Santa's workshop.
You want to go to Santa's workshop? Oh, not that one. Santa's workshop. So, you enter. Santa's workshop is not quite how you imagined it. You expected to see traditional workshop with hundreds of elves all busily working wood or painting to produce lots of wooden toys. More fool you. Instead, what you see reminds you more of a medieval monastic scribe kind of room. It's deathly quiet in there, apart from the rhythmic scratching of pens on parchment. There are hundreds of elves, but they're all sat at individual writing lecterns, all scribbling away. There does appear to be one elf who is in charge. He patrols up and down the rows of desks, reading what the elves are writing and nodding approvingly. What do you want?
Can I seductively sit down on my chair?
You can seductively sit down on your chair. You're carrying your chair with you still. Okay. I'm not paying for it, but okay.
Where's Santa's body?
Where's Santa's body? Santa's body's in the dining room, where he was murdered.
Okay, that's some information I would like to know. Okay. So, where were you? Where were you when Santa was murdered?
Was I? I was at a meeting with the other elves.
You're the chief elf.
Yeah. My name is Jerky. I am the head elf around here.
Jerky. Okay. Well, because the lounge area was quite loud, I overheard through the chapel that you were not there at the meeting.
I was there, and then I decided not to be there anymore.
No alibi.
I do have an alibi. I do. I was following that snowman to the kitchen. That's what I was doing.
Following snow. So you weren't at the meeting. You were following Frosty.
I was following that snowman, and I saw him in the kitchen, and he had the kitchen knife.
So you are a little liar. Right.
That is heightist. That is incredibly heightist.
I flicked my very long legs one over the other.
Indecent exposure. Not a way to treat an exploited worker like we are.
So I stand up from my chair, gently stroke his face, all seductive like. What else do you know about Santa? What has been up to lately?
He's a bastard. He's a total bastard. He lives a life of luxury, and he's got all his money that he gets, and he gambles it away while the elves just slave. We're just slaves here. Look, I'll show you what happens, right? We spend all year writing down wishes on these things, and then we feed these to Mother Maker to make the presents.
Mother Baker.
Mother Maker.
Mother Maker, sorry. Who's Mother Maker?
Follow me. And so you follow Perky to the end of the room. And there is an elf laying down on a table with a shroud over their lower portions.
No.
Elf looks like all the others, you know, small beard, pointed hat. But the other elves, when they finish writing down a wish, they go up to this elf and they force feed it the paper.
No.
And there are some very awkward noises that happen afterwards. Do you want to look beneath the shroud or investigate any more on this?
I
Or
tell you what, I get out my giant magnifying glass and investigate under the shroud.
you wish to investigate under the shroud? Okay, yeah, so you look underneath the shroud to see that the elf's penis is incredibly long, like leaves the room long. It snakes out through a hole in the wall, and you don't know to where. And along its length, you see what look like sort of boxes and presents sort of being pushed along.
God. I kind of poke one of the presents. Gingerly.
You can poke, and as you poke, there's a kind of boing, and the shape looks more like a jack-in-a-box now. It's got very, very painful. And Mother Maker sort of screams.
Well, I turned to my suspicious Chinese man and asked him what he thinks of this.
Oh dear.
You can have any accent, it doesn't matter, you don't have to.
You can't have any accent. Well, right, he's from Birmingham. So
That's
suspicious.
That's extremely suspicious.
not very suspicious if he's from Birmingham. I mean, I know lots of Chinese people from Birmingham.
I know plenty of people from Birmingham all suspicious. All of them. Anybody who wants to tell you.
Oh, I forgot there was that northern angst you've got going on. So yeah, that looks pretty weird. I've not really seen anything like that before in my whole puff.
Okay. Is there any? I think I've done with my line of questioning and my just poking, I suppose. Not that I'm a stranger to that in my profession.
I think we should move on. Should we move on, Mr. Leigham?
Yes, let's move on.
Move on. Dani, you were in the lounge, I believe. Oh no.
Yeah.
No, it should be Garrett. I apologize. It's Garrett next. Garrett, you're still in the lounge. I knew it was people still in the lounge. So, from the lounge, you can go to the gym. You can go to somewhere marked Africa Suite. You can go to somewhere marked Dining Room. Or you can go back into the parlor where there were still 2 unexplored places. Well, 3, because you didn't see where Leigham went. Actually, no, you did see where Leigham went.
So I would not have heard about the dining room. I'd be most curious about the Africa Suite. On my way out, I'm going to tap Krampus on the shoulder. Chin up, handsome. I'm going to go see a man about a dog.
You were putting that joke the entire time.
That's the whole reason for the dog man is the one pun. And I appreciate using up 2 of your special items just for a pun. I appreciate that.
So I'm going to go check out I'm going to go to the Africa Suite. I'm going to knock politely first.
Knock politely. Right.
Because we don't know what goes down in the Africa Suite.
A lot of things go down in the Africa Suite. So you open the door to be greeted by Africa. Yes, the mysterious continent is inside. You step in and find yourself on the hot, sweltering plains of the Serengeti, known for its wildlife and great biodiversity.
Excellent.
Through the knee-high grass and come to rest by an acacia tree. The DM would like it fully known that this does not feel very Christmassy. As you stare out and see the herds of zebras and gazelles being stalked by lions and cheetahs. You're about to turn back and go back to carry on in looking for clues when you suddenly notice galloping across the plains is a giant Christmas pudding chasing a herd of elephants. With a snarl, the ferocious dessert tackles the lead pachyderm, bringing it down in a cloud of dust and blood and brandy fumes. As it tears into the side of the elephant, you see it ignite in triumph, the king of the African plains. And you can just make out that the flames form the word, and the word says clue inside.
Of the elephant.
No, of the Christmas pudding. So there is a ginormous, carnivorous Christmas pudding eating an elephant.
Slay the beast!
All right.
Eat your way to the center.
I'm going to point at my wheelbarrow and speak to the pudding. Say, I'd like to purchase your evidence.
The Christmas pudding turns to you with ferocious brandy teeth and almond-like teeth. Yeah. And it snarls. It paws the ground at you. And you see inside that it's fully loaded with threepenny bits.
Well, I guess I'm going to reach inside of the Christmas pudding and attempt to Kalima out the clue.
You're gonna try and Kalima out the clue. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna take a swipe at you for trying to reach inside it whilst it's still alive.
Would you say that was a deft activity?
I'd say you're gonna try and deftly do that. Yeah. So.
All right. That would be a 16 deftness.
Oh, 16 deftness against my 16 deftness. So it always goes to the attacker normally in D&D. So he takes a little bite out of you. And,
all right.
2 damage. So you are down to 15 on your fortitude.
Great. I should kill you, sir.
Right. So yeah, you've had a bite taken out of you by a Christmas pudding. Normally it's the other way around.
I'm going to pick up the phone.
You're going to pick up the phone. Excellent.
And call the dog man. Giant pudding. You want it. I am then going to open up my sample case and present it to the Christmas pudding.
Okay, so that's a fairly weird thing to be doing. A carnivorous Christmas pudding that just took a bite out of you. You're going to offer it encyclopedias and women's lingerie. So, unless you have anything else in your sample bag, but that's normally what
I imagine it's whatever the dog man would want to barter for the object in question.
All right. Okay.
It's what he's willing. It's what he's willing to give for it.
What he's willing to give for it. Okay, roll me a weirdness because I have an idea. If you get something, if you get a high weirdness, I will.
Weirdness. My weirdness is 3, and I rolled a 3.
It's a 9. I don't think that's going to be high enough for what I had. So yeah, it's just encyclopedias and ladies' lingerie in there. You kind of needed over an 11, I reckon. I would have allowed you. I would have allowed you, Tiny Tim. Yeah. So the Christmas pudding looks at your wares, and it's fairly distracted. It's fairly distracted about this whole thing because it is looking inside. So I will give you another chance at a decent deftness.
All right, then I'm going to once more reach into the Christmas pudding and attempt to yank out the evidence while it's distracted by the samples from my case.
Yep.
And that's a 14.
That's a 14. Okay, yeah, I'll let you have it for that. That's a 14. So yeah, you reach inside the Christmas pudding, and in the center you find a tattered sepia photograph. Its edges are burnt because of the brandy fumes, or maybe as if someone tried to destroy it by putting it in a ferocious pudding. So the photograph shows a bare-chested Santa on holiday somewhere tropical. There are palm trees in the background, and Santa is wearing shades, and next to him is the Easter Bunny. Their arms draped around each other's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough to make Mrs. Claus kind of jealous. Unless Mrs. Claus is more cool and progressive than one might think she is.
And now we shall move on to Dani. Dani. Right, you have the same options that Mr. Garrett had. So you can go to the gym, the Africa suite, the dining room, or back into the parlor where there are 2 places that you had not gone through.
Okay, well, I on my way out of the lounge, I'm going to grab a bottle of alcohol out of some random elf's hands and drink
Your
it as I
alcohol.
head into the dining room.
You're going to go to the dining room. Okie
Yes.
dokie. We'll assume your deafness, you're still woozy and fuzzy, but you're still quite not maudlin yet. Dining room. So you enter the dining room and immediately see the body. Santa is sprawled out, laying face down over his own mince pie and brandy in a pool of his own blood.
Okay, well, I take out my knitting needles, drink the brandy, and I use the knitting needles to help examine Santa's body while not touching him.
Okay. So with a knitting needly sort of thing, I'm going to because your deafness is going to be down because you're drunk whilst you're doing this. So yeah, you're going to need to roll me a pretty high deafness.
Okay. 5.
5 minus 2, 3, 12. Yeah, I'll say you're not gonna pour up the body too badly. Okay, so yeah, with your knitting needles, you manage to you're a PI with knitting needles, aren't you? That's weird. It's more of a thing I would have associated with the grandpa, but there you go. So there are 4 stab wounds on the back between his shoulder blades. And you can examine the body. Do you want to examine the body as well as the knife wounds?
The body and the clothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Everything.
so you kind of pull back Santa's clothes a bit to look at the stab wounds a bit better, and you see that Santa has a large tattoo on his left shoulder blade, and it's showing a dead man's hand, red aces and black 8s. And although his flesh is ruddy, you notice what look like tan lines. And you also notice that there's a band of paler flesh round his left ring finger. You don't really see a ring anywhere.
Was Santa having an affair?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, there's a missing wedding ring.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do any more examining of like the room or anything like that, or?
Yes, I want to examine the room. If there's a fireplace, then I need to piss in it. Because
That was only drunk Aslan did that.
I got all the alcoholic characters.
Okay, roll me some luck to. What? Yeah, all right. How do you want to examine the room? Because I will allow you to roll a weirdness instead, because your weirdness isn't too bad. But
let's
if you're just
do it
examining
in a weird,
then
drunk way.
It's going to be more of a luck then, really.
Okay. Well, it's 4.
4 on a 9, so 13. Okay, so there's a couple of things you notice. That you notice that he's sitting with his back to the door, and there's no footprints around the body or anything like that. But there is a kitchen knife dropped on the floor.
I pick up the kitchen knife.
You put your own fingerprints on
the kitchen knife because I'm drunk.
Okay,
You should also lick it
as well now
to see if it tastes like crime.
Yeah, does it taste like crime? Yeah, do you want to lick it or anything, or
yes, I can be drunk.
You can lick it. Okay.
Yes.
You want to weirdly investigate it? Does this taste like crime? Okay, roll me a weird.
6.
6. Woo. Yeah, so it's a good. You take a good lick of the bloody knife, and yes, it does taste like crime, and also Santa blood and magic and Christmas wishes. Yeah. Okay, Dani. I think you've done enough investigating there. So, Mr. Micheal,
I'm ready to rock and roll. All right.
You're still in the gym.
Yeah, well, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this gym thing. We're done. I'm going to put a 1 and a 3 on the one side to make 13, and I'm going to put an 8 and a 5 to make 13 units of measurement on the other side of the scale.
And with a click, you figured out how to do things in a weird setting. With a click.
You know, I figured it out about 30 seconds after my turn is over. And I'm like,
oh, of course it is that way. Make a 13 on one side and things add up to 13 on the other.
Beautiful.
So, click. A tiny door opens in the top of the scales.
Mm-hmm.
Out steps a very, very small, it was going to be a snowman, but it's not a snowman anymore. It's a Christmas mouse. A very small Christmas mouse.
Oh, hello. How are you, sweetie? I pet its little head.
All right, I'm all right. Are you all right?
I'm well. Would you like a jelly baby? I pull out a.
Oh, are you using your "Would you like a jelly baby"? Would you?
I mean, I just feel like I should offer one to everybody, so it's hard to say if I'm using it or not, really.
All right, I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I heard that you might have a clue. Perhaps you saw or heard something about the murder of our friend Santa Claus.
It was lost my Scouse accent. It was a terrible thing what happened to him. It was a terrible thing what happened to him. It was. Santa used to spend lots of time locked in here with me, and the muscle magazines, jerking off.
Right. He didn't make you help him, did he?
Occasionally.
Do you need to talk to a counselor?
I'd like to show you on the teddy bear where he touched me.
Yeah, no.
Santa and I were best pals, but he used to spend a lot of time in here crying and the like.
Oh, what was he crying about?
Oh, just, that wasn't really him. He used to say things like that.
Wasn't really him.
Yeah. When
was this well, that's called the stranger. That's when Santa sits on his hand for a while so it goes numb. That wasn't really him.
That occasionally too.
Right. So, did he ever complain about anything or anyone? Was something really stressing him out, or was he nervous about something?
He was always kind of afraid that the snowman would catch up with him at one time and
because of
because he was terrible at gambling as well.
Oh yes. Where does the snowman hang out most of the time?
Snowman, well, he kind of. It was away from here he was hanging out, but I know I heard a rumor from one of the owls that the snowman has been seen around here today. So look.
Okay. All right. Well, if you think of anything else, just come find me. I pet his little head again.
Don't touch me. That's the bad place.
Oh. I slowly back out of the room, keeping a mince pie with me. I'm taking a mince pie. Yep. And
so you were in the gym. So you can go to Santa's workshop.
Ooh.
You can go to. It's written on here, games room. I don't think it is. I think I renamed it. 1 second. I think I renamed it the toy room. Yes, toy room. Okay. You can go to the toy room. You can go back to the lounge, or there is a door that is marked parlor.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go to the toy room, sir.
Toy room. Are you sure after what you just heard?
Oh, I'm absolutely sure.
The toy room. So, you waving away there, Mr. Leigham? What are you waving away for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the toy room is large and cavernous as you enter. There are rows and rows and stacks of presents, all wrapped in gaudy paper and tied with elaborate bows. There are mountains of them, labyrinthine paths in between. Do you want to take the right path or the left path?
Is there any notable difference between the paths?
Can't discern any.
Really?
Yep.
All right. Well, then in that case, I am going to take my pork fork of Zork.
Ooh!
I'm going to stab it into the ground as it grows in size.
A fork in the road.
And now there's a fork in the road. So,
Okay.
so since there's now a fork in the road of my own devising, I'm going to be as weird as possible and take both at once.
You're going to take both at once. Awesome. I will give you some pluses for using up your fork in the road.
Okay.
I give you a +2 for that. So your weirdness is on 10 already, and roll me a dice.
I rolled a 6.
Awesome. 16. 16 out of a possible 15 you could have got.
Yep. Which is a pretty weird roll, to be fair.
That is a pretty weird roll. Okay. So, yes, so you will be able to take both paths at once. You got any preference, or I'll put you down the right path first.
Sure.
So you snake along, and as you do, you notice an odd smell. It smells a bit, well, sort of animally, a vague, organic sort of funk. There's also a sort of noise too, a sort of soft, wet, squelching sound. And around the corner, you see an open space. And in the middle of that, descending from a hole in the ceiling, there is a long, organic tube.
God.
Aliens.
Does it have sort of a bell end?
It can sort of have that. Yeah, it's long and greasy and sort of cream-colored tube, and it's filled with sort of jagged objects. And as you stare, transfixed, yep, with a gloopy glop, a present is sort of birthed out, and it's glistening, gleaming wet, and covered in a thick sort of white mucus, which as the air gets to it, it starts to harden into what looks like sort of the weird glue you get on boxes.
Sure. Is anyone around that looks like they might cart it away or put it somewhere?
No, it seems that the long organic tube just sort of lays them on top of each other.
Oh, okay. All right.
Doesn't appear to be much else going on here.
All right. So is it going fairly slowly? I mean, is this stuff just sort of conveyor belting along
it's not going desperately quickly. Oh, as you look, there's one looks like a sort of a pop Jack in the Box comes through.
Yeah. Well, before I head off, where my consciousness has floated to the left, I'm going to give it a quick tug, just to sort of see what happens.
Liam, you hear a distinct sort of relieved sound, and Michael, you get an extra glop of white mucus sort of splodged on your loafers there.
Okay.
Actually, your slippers. You're wearing slippers. You're a grandpa.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, at least my feet are warm.
Your feet are nice and body temperature now. And you notice because normally they're cold.
Yeah, no, I'm cold all the time until now. This is nice. So what is my consciousness seeing on the left path?
Well, on the left path. So it doesn't take you very long to come across a more clear path, more clear part there, in which there appears to be a grand piano, on which is emblazoned the word "clue." So
does the piano have any sheet music or anything sitting on it?
It doesn't.
Liam's dying. I broke him.
Okay, so on the piano.
Sorry. Oh dear.
On the piano is a piece of paper.
You're saying?
On it, and on it is written, if cracked Philadelphia was from Carolina, you'd be a failed pointed miner. Your Christmas clue is inside. Use the key for it to open wide.
Oh my gosh. If cracked Philadelphia was in Carolina,
Yep.
what's the rest of it?
You'd be a failed pointed miner.
Okay.
Your Christmas clue is inside. Use the key for it to open wide.
Excellent. If cracked Philadelphia? Did I
Yep.
hear you correctly?
You did. Cracked
Within
Philadelphia.
Carolina.
Liberty Bell.
Failed pointed miner. Okay. All right.
Do you want some time to think about that one?
Yeah.
No problem. Liam's getting all the Michael's getting all the great clues. So, Mr. Leigham, you are in Santa's workshop with the elf that looks fairly relieved now. So you can go back to the chapel. You can go through a door marked gym. You can go through a door marked toy room, or you can go through a door marked kitchen.
So, before that, like suspiciously Chinese gentleman has weird Oriental powers, and
Does he?
I figured he could use his Oriental powers to share the information of the note I got earlier. Is this allowed, or do I have to roll?
Yes, he certainly can if you want.
Oh, it'd be back to front. I have to read it.
You want to read it out? Read it out for him.
Dear Nick, yeah, I love you too. Not the idea of you, but your true self, your generous spirit, your kindness, and especially your belief in the goodness of everybody if given a chance. And that is why, of all the people in the world, it had to be you. That I fell in love with you. You are unafraid to be who you truly are, and that makes you so special to me. I adore your bravery and the desire to tell the world about us, but I do not think the time is yet right. Let us leave it as it is for now. Snatched moments, away from prying eyes. When we are together, you bring out the best in me. I love you more and more with each holiday we spend together. Yours, now and forever, my darling, B. The letter B, not E.
Wow. Seems like a Chinese man read a letter. Obviously.
Yes. I would say it's a very suspicious note.
It is a very suspicious note. Is he your pimp? Considering you're a hooker with a heart of gold.
I would say that's up to debate, which is also very suspicious. So I go back and go through. Have we been through room D yet?
You would have to go back to the parlour, which I will allow you to do if you want to go to room D.
Yes. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah. I will allow you to do that.
I'm running my high heels, which is incredibly dangerous.
You do run in your high heels. Room D. Right. So the room appears sort of locked. Do you want to force it open?
I use my chair to bash the door open again.
Put your chair to the door. Okay. You smash the door. It opens, and a huge snowball smacks you in the face. It hurts quite a bit. As you discover it's got a lump of coal inside it. You take 1 damage. Oh! You're down to 13.
Hang on. Let me just change my states. 13. Okay.
Yeah, and then the door slams shut in your face.
You thought I'd be used to getting white stuff in the face, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but not with a lump of coal inside it.
You don't know my clients.
Yeah.
Okay, not politely at the door.
Nothing seems to happen. Do you want to? Well,
okay. I bashed the door and ducked this time, and then ran my way through.
Nope, doesn't seem to work. Give me a luck roll, Mr. Leigham.
I've rolled a 3, which gives me a luck of 14.
14. Okay, so lucky you. You ask yourself the following question: how does Santa normally get into a bedroom?
Practice.
Well, when I was a child, because I didn't have a chimney, Santa had a magic key. Or he deflated himself and went under the door, whichever horrific scenario is more horrific and terrifying. You know about the chimney.
You want to go down the chimney?
Chimney.
Okay. A chimney.
Chimney.
Okay, so How would you normally go about going up a chimney?
You have to go on the roof.
Yeah. So how do you want to get to the roof?
Like I don't know where the roof is at the minute. Okay, so I'll go through door C then. I just changed.
Are you just going to give up and go through door C to the lounge?
Well, there's no fireplace. There's nothing. I can't find a chimney at the minute, so I'll go to door C.
No, not on the inside. There isn't.
No, I can't go outside. This room seems sealed off. You said there's nothing in this room. No windows, no doors.
Yeah.
I've not found a window yet, so don't worry. To room C.
Room C, which is the lounge.
Is it?
Yeah.
Which is room B?
Yeah, you're in
Did you not go for room B? I thought B was the lounge.
No. B. C was the lounge. B is the gym.
Oh, okay. Well, if I go to the lounge, there were small doors. Did you say there was the dining room, the gym?
The dining room, the gym, or Africa Suite?
Is that all?
Hey, Leigham.
Yeah.
Since you offered me one earlier, do you want a hint?
Yes. Please.
He laid a finger aside of his nose, and up the chimney he rose.
Oh.
Where's the chimney, though? Where's the fireplace?
I don't know. What happens when you pick your nose?
Usually I get a nosebleed.
Ah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I pick my nose.
You pick your nose, do you?
Well, this is more about you than me.
When in doubt, stick a finger in an orifice. That's what I always do. Yeah.
This is true. This is the Bizarro way.
Yeah. When I don't know what else to do, I've got fingers. I got holes.
I got holes. Okay, so you're going to go to the lounge, or?
Well, right. So we still don't have a fireplace unless there's one in the lounge, which we didn't see.
No fireplace in the lounge.
It's the one in the dining room.
Go into the dining room. You want to go to the dining room with the body?
Yeah, go to the dining room with the body. I want to inspect the body a bit more.
All right, inspecting the body. All right. Yes, there is a drunk PI in there.
I can cry over the body, I suppose. He was my mate.
He was your mate. Yes, you can cry over the body if you like. Well, not like, but...
It was a shock.
If you like.
Yep. So, yeah, there's 4 stab wounds on the back. You can count them through your teary eyes.
Are they actually fleshly blooded, or were they done after the death? I just want to try and find out here.
They look like they were the thing that killed him. It doesn't look like there's anything else that's killed him.
Okay, so no poison mince pies, no...
I don't know. Do you want to take a bite out of the mince pie and find out? Or
No. No, so there are definitely things that killed him. Is there a fireplace in the dining room?
There is. Yes, there is a fireplace in the dining room.
Is the fire lit?
The fire is out because it's covered in wee.
Oh, great. So I can climb up the wee place chimney. Let me climb up the wee place chimney.
You climb up the stinky wee chimney. Okie dokie, give me a half piece of deafness. Oh, actually, no, you're crap at deafness, aren't you? Do you want to do it in a weird way? How do you want to get up a chimney?
Oof, what have I got item-wise?
You can't do it in a boring way because you literally have a score of nothing.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So you say I can. All right. So my terribly Belgian moustache. That means I can probably use that as some sort of climbing aid. You know, how thick that moustache is.
Awesome. So you want what? You want to use the Belgian moustache as a grappling hook or something?
No, as some sort of climbing pike, because I have nothing long and thin, which I forgot to grab on my way out of the Santa's workshop.
You're going to take the Mother Maker with you. I don't know, man. I thought you were just going to stand on a chair.
I haven't got a rope.
No, you haven't got a rope. Okie dokie. So you are going to use a moustache as a climbing aid. Oh, that sounds pretty weird to me. Roll me some dice.
I have rolled a 4 and 11. That gives me 15. No, sorry. Weirdness is 6. That gives me 10. Sorry.
10 plus a couple for trying to use a false moustache as a climbing aid. Okay, so I'll say you get up that chimney. It's not too big. You kind of frog your way up on either side, and you get up onto the roof, and you're covered in soot. And there's another chimney there.
Another chimney? What, on the roof or in the chimney? A chimney?
No. There's a chimney next to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I climb down the other chimney.
You clamber down the other chimney. Awesome. So as you tumble out of the chimney, you see a bedroom. There's a large bed made of wood with a big red bedspread on it and a night table with a half-finished glass of water on it and a book half-finished with a thick leather bookmark in it. Oh, and there's a snowman leaning over a writing table going through the drawers.
Okay, well, let's end my turn here and it's somebody else's turn.
Cool.
Probably. I think I've had enough.
I believe that is Garrett's turn.
All right. I'm going to head to the kitchen.
You wish to head to the kitchen. Okie dokie. Yeah, I will allow you to go to the kitchen. So you are in the kitchen. You're making a beeline for the kitchen. One kitchen. Where's the kitchen? Where's the kitchen? Right. The kitchen. It's a large, brightly lit room with an enormous hearth on one side. Across it is a cast iron pole with a blackened cauldron suspended over a roaring fire. The cauldron is sizzling and singing, and you can smell the sweet scent of boiling pudding issuing forth. You know what boiling pudding smells like. A massive wooden table dominates the room's center, on which there are the sticky paraphernalia for making cookies, flour, sugar, raisins, chocolate chips, along with racks of already made unbaked cookies, just ready for the oven. There's a very finely decorated gingerbread house there too. Surrounding the table, there is one normal-sized stool and dozens of tiny stools. And at the head of the table is a massive auger, again cast iron and heavy-looking. It appears to be already lit and warming up nicely. Do you want to sort of explore, or what do you want to do?
I am going to see if there are any sorts of records for who moves back and forth in the kitchen, any sort of timesheet for the elves who cook in here. I want to find out who made this pudding.
You want to find out who made the giant Christmas pudding?
Yeah.
Right, so you sort of look around. There doesn't appear to be anything like that there. But as you explore, you hear an irritated cough behind you. And you turn to see Mrs. Claus, who has come into the kitchen. I've got to put on my old granny voice. No, hello there.
Hello.
Oh, you're a very posh person, aren't you?
Yes. I'm a representative for. I'm a purchasing agent for a dog man. It pays very well.
Oh, does he?
Yes. In fact, I'd like to invest in. I'd like to invest in your bar and 10 pounds of evidence.
10 pounds of evidence. 10 English pounds or 10 weight of pounds? I get confused with you Americans.
I'm looking for 10 pounds. I'm looking for a weight of 10 pounds of 10 pounds of evidence.
10 pounds of evidence. Well, I don't know about evidence really. I mean, my husband has just died on me.
Yes, tragedy there.
But
it's a real shame. I imagine you're very broken up. Probably needed to go in here for a snack.
Oh yes, certainly. I mean, these are all the cookies in here. But I am slightly interested in you purchasing the bar. That sounds fun.
Yes, I'm going to show her the Dogman sample case.
Okay.
I believe this will be sufficient.
That's an awful lot of encyclopedias.
I'm gonna do weirdness on this one.
Okay.
It turned out I
Sure.
had a weirdness
weirdness
of
is
6. I thought it was 2 last time. But it turned out that was my quotidian, so I'm gonna I'll give that a roll. 8.
8. Well, it does. You do appear to have quite a few cookie cutter samples in there. They could be very useful.
So what do you think? The bar, and I'll pay for the evidence in cash.
Evidence? Say, well, I don't really know of any evidence around here. I mean, who would hurt such a sweet man as my husband? Well, there's that snowman, of course, or Krampus, or uppity elf.
Terrible, terrible people. I agree. Especially to hurt that such a kind, loving, faithful man.
He was. And of course, the worst thing was I was in here at the time as well. I was baking cookies.
You weren't there. Tell me, I've got a real hankering for some Christmas pudding. That might sweeten up the deal, so to speak. Do you know how to make a pudding?
Oh, not really. No, we specialize more in the cookies. You can see them all here, of course.
You know what I love about pudding? There's always proof in there. I'm gonna show her the picture of the. I'm gonna show her the picture of Santa with the Easter bunny.
Yes. Nick used to go on holiday with the Easter bunny because they're both free over the summer, of course.
So, how do you feel about your husband taking periodic hops down the bunny trail?
Well, I don't really go into his things, of course. I mean, I just spend most of my days baking cookies and making sure the elves do all the work.
So it doesn't bother you that he's more into some rabbit's Peter than he is to you?
Oh, those are scandalous lies, of course. Lies.
Well, yes, obviously. Probably, yeah. This was most likely fabricated somehow. Do you know anyone who would have the technology to fake this photo?
Would have the technology to fake the photo?
Or the magic? Because clearly someone is trying to frame jolly old Saint Nick for having this affair. He would never do such a thing to you, would he?
Never leave me. Never. Well, of course, it could be the Krampus. He has magic in his veins, just like Saint Nick has. Oh, poor Nick. I'm so sorry. So sorry about it.
Well, yeah. I imagine. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave you alone. I imagine this whole thing has you really out of sorts, really angry, mad enough to kill, perhaps.
No.
I say pointedly.
No. I will go. I mean, I'll probably have to take over production for this year at least because of all this happening. So I'm going to go off and go to the.
Hold on, I'm going to pull out the phone. Call up the dog man. I'd like to sell you a murderer. Can you appraise if I've got the genuine article in front of me? All right, I'm going to give a weirdness to determine how well I speak dog. Is that fair?
That is fair.
That'd be 9.
Ooh, 9 on your weirdness. Yeah, so you're scoring pretty high. You're definitely speaking dog.
Does he think I have a counterfeit murderer in front of me?
He doesn't think you have a counterfeit murderer, but he's not sure you've got the whole story yet.
All right. Thank you for your time. Because clearly, if my husband had done such a thing, I too would be mad enough to kill.
No. I could never be mad at Nick, except we spent all that money. And she wanders off.
All right. Yep. Cool. And I'm going to investigate if it looks like there are any bits of paper or anything in the cauldron. from when somebody tried to immerse the photo in
a pudding.
In the pudding, yes.
So no, you don't really see anything like that. But as you're walking around, you do see soggy, wet footprints all over the kitchen.
Do these footprints lead up to the cauldron where the pudding is made?
No, they don't. They lead to a rack of knives and then to a washing up bowl.
Huh. Well, looks like we might have a murder on the Orient Express on our hands.
Yes, yes. I have suspicions.
Do you want to look at anything else in there? I mean, you got a whole.
Just investigating the knife rack to see how many knives are missing.
2 knives are missing.
Okay, excellent. Then I think I'm done here.
You think you're done there? Okay. If you think you're done, you think you're done. On to.
I will put out the fire in the fireplace first.
You're gonna put out the what before it gets peed on?
Yes, before someone pees on it. I just want to make sure that there aren't any unattended fires.
Unattended fires.
In this place.
Burn the whole place down.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, some forest might end up on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dani, you were in a dining room.
Yes.
With a dead body and a Leigham who just, a hooker who just climbed up the chimney and disappeared in front of you. So there is three doors out of here. One marked lounge that you came through, one marked Africa suite, and one marked aquarium.
Okay.
And a chimney.
My double Howard Jones Freddy Krueger creature is using my discarded knitting needles to drum on the table. I look at the creature and ask if anybody is sleeping in this place.
I see. You want the ghost of Santa, do you? Trying to summon the ghost of Santa on me, are you?
Yes, with my double Howard Jones Freddy Krueger.
Before we just summoned Santa's ghost and solved the mystery straight up.
Because my character's drunk and can't think entirely straight.
Can't think entirely straight. Okay, so there is a presence there.
Okay, well, I have my double Howard Jones Freddy Krueger creature stop drumming on the table because it is irritating, and talk to the presence.
Okay, what'd you say to it?
Who murdered Santa?
Direct.
Don't. No.
What did the Easter Bunny taste like?
Friendship.
Friendship. What else could I ask the president? Where's all the alcohol kept?
On the children's nightstands.
As usual, you know. Dani.
Where Santa gets all his sherry from.
Am I going to learn anything from you?
No.
Okay. Be gone then. Me and my Freddy Krueger double Howard Jones creature head for the aquarium.
You're going to go to the aquarium. Okie dokie. Yeah. So, you push open the door marked aquarium, only to be confronted by a fish tank. A big fish tank. A very big fish tank. You can't really see the end of it or the edges. It's just sort of a great glass sheet with a ladder leading up. Inside is, well, the water. Green water. The green of very, very deep water. You want to climb?
Yes.
Okay. So you climb the ladder, which does take a while, as this is a very big tank. And eventually you get to the top, and there's some sort of dock there. And lo and behold, there is the HMS Olympic. docked there. And the gangplank is down, and you can hear the noise of a party coming from on board.
The gang what?
Gangplank.
Ah, gangplank. Sorry, I got excited.
I go on the ship.
Go on the ship. Okay, so on board, the party is in full swing, and everyone is having a good time. And there are people to talk to if you want to. Yeah, hello. Who are you?
I'm a PI and I need a drink.
Oh, well, there's plenty of booze here. My name's Fenton Farquhar. Just help yourself. There's lots of champagne going around. May I introduce my friend here, Manders Delaney. Delighted to meet you.
I ask them if they know if Santa's been murdered.
Oh, yes, we've heard about that terrible thing. Terrible. Oh, yeah, quite terrible.
I ask if they know anything. Who would want to kill Santa?
Oh, who would want to kill Santa? Well, I don't really know who would want to kill him. He seems like such a jolly fellow, really.
Holly jolly.
A holly jolly fellow.
Then how did he end up murdered if nobody wanted to kill him?
Well, we're all asking ourselves the same question, but then again, that's really something you should ask a detective, not us.
Whoosh.
Was his jolliness annoying?
Was his jolliness what, sorry?
Annoying? Did he annoy people?
Well, no, everybody really liked him. I mean, he was going to those house parties most of the year. Never take Mrs. Claus with him, of course, but, you know, he'd always go there.
What about the elf union leader? The elves had some gripe with him.
Oh, I don't know about that. That seems like a work thing. We're more socialites around here.
Did he treat his employees fairly?
Don't be silly. Nobody treats their employees fairly. That's the whole purpose of it, is to get more out than we put in. Otherwise, we'd be doing it ourselves. So, right, as you party with the guests, you move out onto the deck to take in the scene. And there are waves and steam and the ship's horns and seagulls and 2 World War I German submarines bearing down on you. They are painted bright red. Alarmed, you also notice 2 streaks of bubbles heading directly towards your hull. And coming from the conning tower, the German sailors are laughing, making rude gestures and blowing raspberries. We are not a crew. We refuse to be a crew, they shout in cod German accents. Roll dice. Roll a luck.
4.
4 on your luck. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, so you notice that on their conning towers, on their bright red submarines, one has the initials CL and the other has the initials UE. We will not be a crew, not even if it is for the murder of Weihnachtsmann. And with that, 2 torpedoes slam into the side of the Olympia, and you are thrown into the dank, fetid water. And you are going to take 5 damage for doing that. And you are now soaking wet, and you are at the bottom of the aquarium. So you're back down by the door.
Oh.
And you've got 8 health left.
Oof.
What happened to my clue?
Oh, they were not a clue. They were very definite about that.
Or adamant about it.
They were not a clue. And back we go to Michael. Where were you? You were in the toy room, weren't you?
I am going to play an E flat minor on the piano.
E flat minor.
Yeah.
I think, if I remember, that is actually the same as I've got. E flat minor. No, that's not right. That's not right. Why do you think E flat minor?
Because supposedly the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia rings at an E flat.
But what's that got to do with Carolina?
Oh well, I guess you've got it down.
You're very close. Yeah, you are close. And why would that also be a failed pointed minor?
North Carolina.
Well, now you've broken my brain.
You're very close. You are very close.
Broken flat. That's the big clue in it. It's just...
The capital of North Carolina is, I believe, Charlotte.
Can I? Well, what happens if I play an E flat major chord?
You'll get closer, but still nothing happens.
Carolina, as in C, perhaps.
No,
Liberty Bell in Carolina would be. You know, I've seen this before.
You've seen this before, have you, Grandpa?
I think it was on an old episode of Scooby-Doo.
It might well have been on an old episode of Scooby-Doo. So, to get you out of stuck. So, when you fail something, what do you get?
An F.
Usually
beaten by my parents.
F. And if something's pointed, what is it?
Sharp.
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 F sharp.
So if you F sharp minor, that is the key that Carol of the Bells is in. Carolina.
Oh my God. What a rabbit hole. Yes, I remember reading about this in some weird British author's dissertation on clues in role-playing games. So
I was struggling for clues. I really was.
I know. I'm glad I got halfway there. That makes me.
You weren't far off. If I'd have known the Liberty Bell was in E flat major, I might have done that instead.
Yeah. That's what threw me. I'm like, well, that's in. Yeah, I had to look that up. But anyway, yes, I play F sharp.
Excellent. Right, a secret compartment opens above the keys, and you reach inside to find a ledger.
Mm-hmm.
So, examine the ledger, yes?
Yes, of course.
We're running out of time a little bit. So, you're carefully scrolling through the ledger. There are a lot of entries in a very neat sort of copper plate hand.
Mm-hmm.
These appear to be accounts for the Santa Claus estate, but they do not appear to be done in Santa's own hand. It shows a large outgoings to produce toys and to run the estate, but it's very unclear where the incomings are coming from. The accounts are confused and confusing, and they're fairly difficult to read. You can understand a bit. There appears to be a stipend for Santa every month, and he manages to spend it, and then a forwarding for his next month's stipend every month, which again seems to go. Yet even with Santa's extravagance, the estate does appear to turn a profit each year.
Are there any when I look at the ledger and there are lines that show a profit, is there anything marked down by them that's recognizable? Letters, numbers, anything that's recurring?
Yes. The letters EFL.
EFL in that order?
Elf.
In order.
Oh, in the order EFL. They're not in
the order EFL.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. The Elven Federation of Liars. Let's see. Okay. All right. Are there any other exits from the toy room?
Yes. So you have one that goes to Santa's workshop. You have the gym that you just came through, Africa Suite, and you have the reindeer stalls ahead of you.
Oh, well, by all means, let's go to the reindeer stalls.
So the reindeer stalls. We're not doing too bad, actually. I think you might get through everything. Therefore, you have all the clues and all the horrible clues and all the horrible red herrings are thrown at you as well.
Yeah. There's a very obvious red herring.
Well, it smells like a stable in here. Stretched out in front of you are 12 stalls with the 12 famous reindeer inside them. They have hay on the ground and some weird green stuff on the reindeer that the reindeer are eating out of the feeding troughs. There are a few small Santa's helper elves in the stables, and they're brushing down the reindeer or rifling through the troughs.
I taste a little bit of the green stuff.
It tastes like magic hay, and you feel somewhat lighter.
I take
It's weed. You're allowed to say it's weed. It's fine. Magic hay.
I take a fistful of it and snack on it while I'm investigating.
Nice. You now float a couple of inches off the ground.
Magic hay.
Yeah. So there are 12 pens for the traditional reindeer. Is there any sign or evidence of Rudolph in here?
No, I'm afraid not. Just 12 pens.
I ask one of the helper elves, excuse me?
Yeah. Oh,
Hello?
no, wrong voice there.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. You're one of the stable hands, I assume?
I'm one of the elves.
Uh-huh. You take care of the reindeer, do you?
We do.
Mm-hmm. Are these the only 12 reindeer? Or are there any other reindeer that I should see while I'm here?
What, real reindeer, or do you mean the one that they pray to?
Shocking.
Any really. I'd like to know more about the one that they pray to, though.
Well, they called him Rudolph the Red. We like Red generally because, up the workers and all that. But
have you ever seen him?
No, I'm not mad.
You believe he's only a legend?
Of course, we're all atheists around here.
I see. Except the reindeer, obviously.
Except the reindeer. Yeah, don't let the reindeer hear about that.
Oh, yeah, I bet they get pretty angry about it.
They can get very
nasty. Could I talk to the reindeer? Are they available?
Are you high?
A little.
I guess you could try talking to reindeer.
Which is the lead reindeer?
They kind of take it in turns. They have a 12-year rotational cycle.
Okay. Which one's Donner?
That one gnawing on a bone.
All right, I go up to Donner. I introduce myself. Hello, Donner, is it? Pleasure to meet you. I hold out some of the green hay.
Nom, 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 nom.
Donner, did you hear about Santa Claus? You can trot once for yes and 2 for no. Oh, Santa Claus has been murdered.
Sad reindeer looking.
Yeah.
Hang on.
You know?
Liam could do sad reindeer looking.
There you go. I'm here to try to help bring the perpetrator to justice. And maybe you can help me because I know reindeer see a lot of things around here. People talk enthusiastically. Yeah, people talk in front of you all the time. They assume you don't know what they're talking about. It's racist is what it is. So, do you know of any problems Santa was having with anyone around here? Maybe there was some tension or someone was angry with Santa? Yes. Do you can you tell me who it was, Donner?
Confused reindeers.
Was it a snowman? No. Was it? I look around a little bit and quietly. Was it an elf? No. Was it his wife? Oh, she was upset with him. Oh, was it about money, Donner? Was it about Santa's cock, Donner? And where?
Confused looking.
His mistletoe. His
mistletoe.
His Christmas ornament. No. Did they have trouble in their marriage, Donner? Were they not getting along so well as they once did? I see. I'll tell you what, Donner. I'm gonna try to clear some space in the stall.
Okay.
And wait, let's see. I'm gonna reach into my sideshow kit.
Yeah.
And I've got a bunch of rubbing alcohol in there.
Ooh.
My fire bits. So I'm gonna try to position the rubbing alcohol in Donner, the magical reindeer's mouth, and tell him to try to draw a picture on the stall floor, which I can then set on fire so he can illuminate
Oh,
he's trying to tell me.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay.
I'm really leaning into the spirit of the game here.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean into it. I'll lean into this.
Okay.
So you get a picture. So
I assume this is a weird roll or no?
Yeah, I'll let you do a weird roll.
Okay. At least see the quality of it.
Quality of this weird roll.
Total of 10.
Yeah, that's gonna be just about good enough at 8 o'clock. So Donna appears to be drawing lots of circles. Lots and lots and lots of circles.
Not the snowman though, Donner. Or something else involving lots of circles. Is there a giant world centipede we should know about?
yes. The truth was it was a squid all along. And Donna's going to pointedly start eating things as well.
Okay. Well, just to give the elves something to do, because they presumably didn't know what I was doing, I light the circles on fire and walk away.
Rocky now! On fire!
It'll burn itself out soon enough.
Oh God, they're on fire!
All right, circles. Interesting. Thank you, Donner. I give him a pat and some more of the green magic hay.
Okie dokie.
Taking a good chunk of it for myself.
Nice. Uncle Liam, you were in Santa's bedroom with the snowman.
Yeah, but I think I'm ready to accuse somebody.
You're ready to accuse? Is everybody sort of happy with what they're doing?
I think I've got it.
You think you've got it? Dani, happy enough to go with an accuse? J'accuse.
Yeah, my character's drunk, so what does it matter?
Liam, sorry. Micheal?
I have a lot of feelings about where this could go, but I want to see what my fellow detectives think. So
very good. Okay, Liam, accuse away.
Well, as you know, as a notorious racist as myself, I'm very suspicious of this Chinaman.
You can accuse your own companion. I didn't think of doing that. That would have been brilliant.
I accuse the Chinaman.
You accuse the Chinaman. What was he? He was a Brummie.
Well, yeah, it's a Brummie Chinaman, but very suspicious.
Brummie Chinaman. You can't accuse me.
To make a more serious claim, 4 stab wounds, 1 knife, several washed knives, and a suspicious letter. A jealous wife, a man he owes money to, a jealous Krampus, a mysterious elven work leader who's not being paid the right amount. I believe it is a conspiracy of 4. 4 stab wounds.
4 stab wounds. 4 suspects.
4 suspects. 4 suspects.
Billy. Garrett.
I am actually with Leigham. As I said, I think this is a Murder at the Orient Express situation.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Mrs. Claus is one of them. I believe the elf foreman is one of them. I believe that Frosty is one of them. But wasn't there one of the gentlemen on the ship with a name that a gentleman on the SS Olympia with a name that began with an L?
No, I don't believe so. Let me just have a look. There was Mandis Delaney was on there, was the squeaky lady.
Well, I think that's the Money Man, actually, and he was, and I think that he was pissed.
Interesting.
So I think one of the gentlemen on the SS Olympia conspired with the elf foreman, the snowman, and Mrs. Claus to murder Santa Claus, and that he was killed with 4 kitchen knives.
4 kitchen knives. Interesting. Anybody else?
Well, at this point, I've gotten so confused after listening to my fellow detective solutions that I'm just going to reach out in a completely other direction and say I think the Easter Bunny came back. They'd had their terrible falling out long ago, and the Easter Bunny actually came back to carry out a hit on Santa because knowing how much money Santa owed to his friends like the Snowman, it wouldn't surprise me that he's owed a lot of money to a lot of people for a long time, and they finally came to collect.
Interesting. Dani, what have you got?
I am saying the Easter Bunny did it to frame Mrs. Claus, the elf foreman, and Krampus and the snowman.
What's a combination?
Combination.
We've fallen into a trap.
J'accuse. Let me get my solution out. Well,
all right. The real solution is Chris Meekings did it.
I did it. Yeah, I did it just to piss everybody off. So you're close, but you're not quite right. It's just Mrs. Claus who committed the murder with a kitchen knife because she has been running a drug cartel using cookies and Santa as her distributor. Santa was having an affair with the Easter Bunny.
It was
and was
staring
threatening
us
to
in the
leave her,
face.
collapsing her business.
Oh.
She hoped that by killing off St. Nick, she could either inherit the title of Santa and carry on, or seduce the new St. Nick, just as she has done with the last one.
Ooh.
So I'm afraid, because you got it wrong, there will be no Christmas this year.
Oh, no.
Well, I guess that's fair.
It's tier 5 all over again.
It's tier 5
most of the southeast in London in tier 4 now.
Yep. We're all locked down for Christmas.
I haven't
very
to check to see what that means, but
very close, Garrett. I was trying to push you to examine the kitchen table where you would have got all the clues about all the clues about the drug.
The missing knives just led me to think Murder at the Orient Express because it involved everybody grabbing knives and taking revenge at the same time.
That's because if Leigham had interviewed the snowman, you'd have found that the snowman has a new nose that he just cut for himself, which is why he was in the kitchen, which is what the elf saw.
Yeah.
Well, we were already at 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I thought we were finished.
We were already at 2 hours and 20. But yeah, no, there was it was if you'd have looked at the flour that she was making the cookies with and rubbed it in your tea. It was cocaine, and it was by Escobar Flour Limited, I think it was, which is E.
Oh, okay. Escobar Flour Limited.
Nice.
So close.
Very cool.
Close.
And the dog man has
enjoyed
nothing.
That.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and all that.
You too. I'm gonna go try and send my books and go watch a film with the little man before I have to go to work.
Hooray!
I'll be up all night, but that's okay.
Aww.
Thanks for running the game, Chris. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks, Chris.
That was great.
Switch this off.
Not a problem. We shall look to do another one in the new year, I guess.
Hopefully
We've all missed our Christmas and everything.
Hopefully have some revised rules for the new year as well for everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, especially Michael and Dani and and Garrett and everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I'm going to stop
Happy
recording.
I can figure out how to turn this off.
Yeah. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yes, very, very holidays.